All right, so get ready, because today we're
Mm.
going to do a deep dive into some ideas.
Okay.
Really terrible birthdays.
Oh, bad birthdays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like the worst places you could possibly think of to celebrate.
Oh.
And these come from,
Where are we getting these from?
oh yeah, these come
Are
from
these your ideas?
the top 10s.
Yeah,
You know that
yeah.
website?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where they crowdsource all these rankings and
Right. Crowdsourced.
yeah. So these are like all the people of the internet.
So we're tapping into the wisdom or maybe the foolishness of the masses.
Well, maybe a little bit of both. You know,
And
because
both.
a lot of these are really funny, but some are
Right.
kind of disturbing. So.
I love a good worst of list, though, you know?
Oh yeah.
There's just something so satisfying about it.
It's always so fun to like see what people come up with.
Yeah, and it can be really revealing, too.
Yes.
You know, about our anxieties, our cultural trends,
Absolutely, and especially
what we value as a society.
when you read between the lines of the comments, you can really see
Oh, the comments section goldmine.
some trends emerge, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So where do we even begin?
well, the top three, I gotta say, are pretty predictable.
Okay.
McDonald's bathrooms,
Okay.
school,
All right.
and a graveyard.
Yeah, those are kind of the classic I hate my birthday.
Yeah, you know, the usual suspects for
Yeah.
places you wouldn't want to spend your birthday.
I get it.
So,
But I'm guessing it gets a little spicier than that.
oh, it definitely does.
Okay.
It gets way more interesting.
All right.
And number 4 is where things start to get a little revealing.
Italy.
A Justin Bieber concert.
Okay. I can see how that might not be for everyone.
Yeah.
But why is it on this list?
Well, I mean, some people just don't like his music,
Right.
but the comments are where it gets good.
The comments.
Oh, yeah, the comments are,
Yeah.
okay, pure comedic gold. Like,
Give me an example.
one person wrote,
Okay.
my whole body would explode
Oh my gosh.
if they had to celebrate their birthday there.
Really? That's intense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, what is driving?
it's more than just not liking Justin Bieber, right?
It's more than just not liking his music.
Yeah. There's something deeper there.
It seems like it's tapping into this deeper fear
Oh, yeah.
of being forced into something you hate
Right.
on a day that's supposed to be all about you.
It's like the pressure to have fun on your birthday.
Hex-
Even if you don't want to.
Like that pressure to conform
Yeah.
to this idea of what birthday fun should be,
Like you're supposed to be happy.
even if it's not your thing.
You're supposed to be having a blast.
Right. And for a lot of people, I think Justin Bieber represents
Yeah.
like the opposite of that.
Like the epitome of that forced fun.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, interesting.
So it's like this fear of missing out, but on a birthday level.
Yeah, FOMO, but for birthdays.
Right.
Birthday FOMO.
Birthday FOMO, yeah.
I like it.
And the list gets even darker from there.
Oh.
Number 6 is the hospital,
Oh, no.
which, let's be real,
Yeah.
no one wants to spend their birthday there.
No one wants to be in the hospital ever.
I mean, have you ever spent a birthday in the hospital?
I have, actually.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a few years back.
Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry.
Not a celebration, let me tell you.
It's like the opposite of a birthday celebration.
It's like the antithesis of a birthday.
The antithesis.
Yeah,
to
it
the-
reminds you of your mortality, your
Yeah.
vulnerability.
Yeah, instead of like,
When you're supposed to be celebrating life.
another year of experiences and growth.
Right.
Yeah,
Heavy stuff.
yeah. And actually, the source
Oh.
includes a story from someone
Okay.
who spent their 20th birthday in the hospital
Oh, no.
after an asthma attack,
That's awful.
stuck overnight,
Wow.
missing their party.
What a bummer.
I mean,
Talk about a birthday buzzkill.
yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, so it gets worse.
Here's where it takes a turn
Okay.
for the really morbid.
The execution chamber.
Whoa, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
That escalated quickly.
Yep.
So we went from pop star dread
Yeah.
to facing our mortality to capital punishment.
Yeah.
Where is the humor in this?
Well, the commenters had a field day.
I bet they did.
Imagining, the juxtaposition of happy birthday
Right, with like,
with, the electric chair.
oh gosh,
So it's definitely dark humor,
dark. Okay.
but there's something about that contrast that almost makes you laugh,
Yeah, it's like you laugh and then you're like, oh wait.
even if you feel a little bad about it.
Yeah, should I be laughing at this?
Yeah.
It's the unexpected element, I guess. You
Oh,
don't
man.
expect to see those two things together.
Yeah.
A birthday and an execution chamber.
Right.
So you're kind of forced to confront this taboo subject, but with a layer of humor.
Exactly.
So it softens the blow.
And it gets even more intense.
Oh, no.
The next entry is Auschwitz.
Oh, wow.
And the comments, well, let's just say people got really creative
Oh, boy.
with the happy birthday song in that context.
That's a choice.
Yeah.
That's a bold choice.
It's
It raises some questions
some questions about,
about the boundaries of dark humor.
right, like, when does it cross the line
Right?
from being a coping mechanism
Right.
to just being offensive?
Yeah, and insensitive
Like insensitive.
to the history, to the victims.
Yeah. And what does it say about our fascination with these dark, taboo subjects?
It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're drawn to these things that scare us,
Right.
that make us uncomfortable.
But we also want to laugh at them,
Right? We want to find a way to laugh.
distance ourselves from the horror.
Yeah, to distance ourselves to make it less scary.
And this list, in a weird way,
Hmm.
gives us a safe space to do that.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, it's like we're all acknowledging the awfulness,
Right.
but simultaneously finding a way to laugh
To laugh at the absurdity of it all.
at the absurd. Yeah.
So it's less about bad birthdays and more about our
Yeah.
need to process these darker aspects of life
Yes.
through humor.
And maybe even to feel a little bit better
Yeah.
about our own, less than perfect birthday experiences.
So,
that-
hey, at least I wasn't at Auschwitz.
Right,
That's
exactly.
a pretty low bar.
Yes.
But I get your point.
It's all about perspective.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So, moving on from the official top 10,
Okay.
we have the newcomers section.
Newcomers.
And this is where we see the influence of pop culture
Okay.
and personal fears,
Right.
like really shining through.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
So we've got a shack,
A shack.
a subway station,
Okay.
even the Hunger Games arena.
The Hunger Games arena.
Someone even pointed out that at least PETA would bake you a cake
Oh, yeah.
right before you got attacked by tracker jackers.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But still,
Right.
not ideal.
Not ideal.
Not ideal.
And speaking of fears and anxieties, there's an entry for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza,
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
which ends with, and I quote, dead.
Yikes. Yeah. That's concise.
Concise and terrifying.
And terrifying.
And probably says a lot about the power of pop culture
Right.
to influence what we find scary,
Even in the context of a birthday.
even in the context of birthdays.
It's like Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Right.
It's not real.
It's not real, but the fear it inspires.
But the fear is real.
very real, and it's clearly like bleeding into our ideas
Yeah.
of what makes a terrible birthday location.
It's like this list is a mirror
Hmm.
reflecting our collective anxieties,
Yeah.
whether they're rooted in reality
Like-
or in fiction.
Yeah. Is the line even that clear anymore?
That's a good question.
You know what? I think we need to explore that a bit further.
I think so too.
But first, I need a moment
Okay.
to process the sheer absurdity of some of these entries.
Take your time.
Let's take a quick pause
Yeah.
and then come back and dissect the psychology.
Okay.
Behind all of this,
All right.
I have a feeling this is just the tip of the iceberg.
I'm ready when you are. Okay, so that line between reality and fiction, blurring, you were saying.
Yeah, well, think about it. We've got like real world locations,
Okay.
like hospitals,
Yeah.
concentration camps,
Yeah.
mixed in with like fictional places,
Yep.
like the Hunger Games arena,
Right.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Yeah.
And yet they all evoke this
Mhm.
similar sense of dread.
Yeah.
Like, this is not where I want to be on my birthday.
Like our brains are just wired to respond to threats,
Yeah.
whether they're real or imagined.
Yeah.
And on this list, those threats are just manifesting as like
Yeah.
terrible birthday locations
It makes you wonder, are we like becoming more desensitized
to real world horror.
to real world horrors because we're constantly bombarded
Yeah.
with fictional ones? Or is it the opposite?
Right.
Are we using fiction to process and cope
To cope with the real anxieties.
with the real anxiety? Yeah.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's an easy answer,
Right.
but I think it really speaks to the power of storytelling.
Mm.
Whether it's through movies or books,
Yeah.
video games, even just a list of terrible birthday locations.
Yeah.
Stories help us explore these
Right.
dark, uncomfortable themes
In a safe way.
in a way that feels safe and controlled.
It's like we're giving ourselves permission
Yeah.
to be scared, to
Yeah.
be disgusted, to be amused.
Feel all the feels.
Yeah, by the absurdity of it all.
Yeah.
Without actually having to face it
Without having to actually experience
in
it.
real life.
Exactly.
Yeah. And maybe that's
Maybe that's healthy.
healthy, right?
I mean, think about the lit in an oven comment.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
That's a horrific statement,
Horrible.
obviously.
Yeah.
But it's so over the top.
Right.
It's so clearly meant to shock
Yeah.
that it almost loses its power to offend.
Almost.
Yeah,
But not quite. Right.
right.
I still cringe.
There's a part of you that's like, oh,
And it makes me wonder about the ethics of anonymity online.
right.
Does it give people a license
To say things they would never
to say things they would never say in person.
Anonymity is a double-edged sword.
It is.
I mean, it can empower people
Yeah.
to speak truth to power,
Yeah.
to share their experiences without fear.
Right.
But it can also create this breeding ground
Yeah.
for hate speech,
For trolling,
for this kind of dark humor.
it pushes the boundary
Yeah, that pushes the boundaries.
of what's acceptable.
And it's so hard to know
Where do you draw the line?
where to draw the line. Yeah, because humor is subjective.
Totally.
What's funny to one person
Right.
might be deeply offensive to another.
And that's what makes this list so fascinating.
Yeah,
It's a reflection of our collective sense of humor,
right.
but it also highlights
Our individual perspectives.
the diversity of our individual perspectives.
Exactly.
And maybe that's okay.
Maybe it is.
Maybe the point isn't to find like a universal standard
Right.
of funny or offensive,
Right.
but just to create a space to have these conversations,
To have the conversations, yeah.
to challenge each other's perspectives.
To challenge each other.
And maybe learn something.
And maybe learn something
Yeah.
along the way.
I like that
Yeah.
it's not about the content of the list.
Right.
It's about the underlying emotions,
Yeah.
the anxieties,
Yeah.
the cultural influence
They shape our reactions.
shape our reactions.
Yeah. So we talk about the dark side,
Okay.
but what about the flip side?
What about the good stuff?
Yeah. What can we learn from this list
Hmm.
about what makes a birthday truly meaningful?
That's a great question.
You know?
I think it boils down to connection.
Connection.
Yeah, think about the locations on this list.
Okay.
They're all places where you'd feel isolated,
Yeah.
alone, or even threatened,
Right. Like the worst ones are the ones where you'd be surrounded by strangers.
or stuck in a situation where you couldn't be yourself.
Exactly.
Huh.
No one wants to feel like that on their birthday.
No.
Birthdays are about celebrating life,
Yeah.
connecting with the people
Who matter most?
who matter most. Yeah.
Yeah, and this list, in a weird way,
Mhm.
reminds us of that.
How so?
It highlights the importance of having those connections,
Right.
of feeling loved and supported
On your special day.
on a day that's all about you.
Yeah.
So even though it's all about terrible birthdays,
Yeah.
it's also a reminder of what makes a good birthday.
It is. It's like a backhanded compliment
Hmm.
to the power of human connection.
Interesting.
By showing us the worst places to celebrate,
Yeah,
it makes us appreciate
the good ones.
the good ones even more.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that birthdays are about,
Celebrating the human experience,
yes,
the bonds we form,
the memories.
the memories. Yeah.
Those things can happen anywhere,
Anywhere.
even in the most unexpected.
Exactly. Which brings us to the contender section,
Oh, yes.
where things get really wild.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, bring it on after everything we've talked about.
Okay.
I don't think anything can shock me.
All right. Well, you might be surprised.
Okay.
We've got a house built over an ancient Indian burial ground,
Well,
the Big Brother house,
okay.
and then we land on concentration camp.
Whoa. Okay, that's heavy.
Heavy.
Even for this list.
Even for this list.
And I'm guessing the comments are.
You're right to be apprehensive.
Yeah.
The comment associated with concentration camp
Okay.
is truly shocking.
Right.
First people to get lit in an oven.
Oh my gosh.
It's a gut punch.
It is.
And it really forces us to confront the limits
Yeah.
of what's acceptable,
Even anonymously online.
even in the realm of anonymous online humor.
It's disturbing.
Yeah.
It's offensive.
Yeah.
And yet it's kind of funny.
Kind of funny.
I mean, not haha funny, but
Not haha funny.
there's something about the audacity
The audacity. Yeah.
that makes you laugh.
You laugh and then you feel bad about it.
And then you immediately feel bad.
Yeah.
It's the paradox of dark humor.
Right. It is. It's
It
apparent.
allows us to talk about these taboo subjects.
Right.
To acknowledge the darkness.
Yeah.
But with this layer of humor.
That makes it more palatable,
Right.
even if it's unsettling.
But this comment in particular raises some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when does dark humor cross the line
Yeah.
into something harmful?
Right.
What does it say about the online disinhibition effect,
Right. Where people say things
where they feel emboldened to say things
that they wouldn't say in person.
they would never say in person?
Yeah. It's a complex issue.
It is.
And there are no easy answers.
No easy answers,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's important to have these conversations,
Have these conversations. Yeah.
to grapple with the uncomfortable question,
But grapple with it.
rather than just sweeping them under the rug.
Absolutely.
And maybe that's the ultimate takeaway from this list.
Mm.
It's not just about bad birthday locations.
Right.
It's about using humor
To examine ourselves.
as a lens to examine our anxieties,
Our anxieties, yeah.
our cultural values,
Our values.
even the darker aspects of human nature.
the darker aspects.
Yeah.
I agree.
So after exploring the depths of terrible birthdays.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
What is a good birthday
What does a good birthday even look like?
even look like after all of this?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And one I think we need to explore further.
Yeah.
But for now, let's take a moment to process
Yeah.
everything we've discussed. This list has taken us on quite the journey.
It really has. Okay, so we've gone through like all these terrible birthday places,
Yeah.
from like just kind of awkward to,
To the truly horrific.
yeah. And honestly,
Yeah.
I kind of want cake now,
I know, right?
but maybe not.
Yeah,
In a
yeah.
concentration camp.
Definitely not in a concentration camp.
Yeah, it's amazing
Yeah.
how just a list,
It's just a simple
it
list.
can take you on this roller coaster of emotions.
It really can.
But you know what?
Mm.
Going through all these terrible birthday ideas
Yeah.
have made me appreciate
Me too.
the good ones so much more.
It really puts things in perspective.
Oh,
like
yeah.
what we actually value in a birthday celebration.
Exactly. Like we've redefined what a good birthday is
Right.
by contrasting it with like
All the awful options.
these
Like,
truly awful options.
yeah.
And it's made me realize
Mhm.
that a really good birthday
Yeah.
isn't about the location
No.
or like how extravagant it is.
It's not about the stuff.
It's about the feeling,
Yeah.
you know, that feeling of being surrounded by people who care about you,
Yes.
who celebrate you for who you are.
Yeah, those people who just get you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's about
It's about connection,
connection.
shared experiences.
Yeah, creating those moments.
Yeah.
That you look back on
Years later
years later and smile.
and smile.
Yeah. Exactly.
And maybe that's like the biggest takeaway from all of this.
Maybe it is.
It's not just about laughing at bad birthday ideas.
Right.
It's about using those ideas.
To reflect on what matters.
Yeah, to think about what really matters to us.
It's the things we value.
So after exploring all these like terrible places to have a birthday,
Okay.
what does your ideal birthday look like?
You know, it's funny. After going through this list,
Yeah.
I'm realizing my ideal birthday is actually pretty simple.
Oh,
Just a gathering with close friends and family,
okay.
good food, maybe some board games,
Yeah.
or a movie.
Yeah. Nothing fancy.
Just the essentials.
Just genuine connection and laughter.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that
Yeah.
sometimes the most meaningful things,
The most meaningful celebrations
ones that are like,
stripped down
stripped down to the essentials.
of the bare bones.
The people, the moments, the feeling of belonging. And it makes you realize,
You don't need a fancy venue or a big party
oh,
to create a memorable birthday.
a truly memorable experience.
Exactly. So for our listeners out there,
Yes.
we want to hear from you
We do.
after this deep dive into like the worst birthday locations ever.
Yeah.
What does your ideal birthday look like?
Has this list made you rethink your own birthday traditions?
Yeah, or maybe made you appreciate the simple things more.
Yeah.
Head over to our social media and let us know.
Share your thoughts.
Yeah, we want to hear your worst birthday stories,
Yeah.
your dream birthday scenarios,
His dream birthday.
everything in between.
Everything.
Because ultimately, birthdays are a celebration of life,
They are.
and they should be celebrated in a way.
In a way that feels authentic to you.
Yeah, that feels authentic and meaningful.
Meaningful.
And who knows, maybe
Yeah.
by sharing our experiences,
Good and bad.
good and bad,
Yeah.
we can help each other
We can help each other.
create more joyful and memorable birthdays.
More joyful and memorable birthdays.
Yeah, in the years to come.
In the years to come.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep laughing,
Keep laughing.
and most importantly,
Keep celebrating.
keep celebrating those birthdays,
Those birthdays.
no matter where you are
No matter where you are.
or who you're with.
Or who you're with.